So Lacey, this is exercise 13.1 in the homework that you were working on, or the practice problems that you had chosen from your textbook, where you're asked to come up with a regression model and then use the regression model to make a prediction for Y. Now, this is one where you don't have to choose yourself what your predictors are. They told you you had two of them, X1 and X2. Your predictors are always the X's. And they told you that the Y is your response variable. So that clearly is very obvious, but I'll make another video where we do have to make that selection. So first, to come up with our regression model, we're going to need to go to our data tab and then to our data analysis menu, and we're going to choose regression. And it always asks for the input range for the Y first. So I'm clicking in this box, and then I'm going to select my Y, including the labels. And then it asks for the input range for the X's next. So I'm going to click in that box and I'm going to select my X values. Of course, I have to click the labels to let it know that that first cell within that range, or those first cells within that range, are the labels. And then I'll output that value in, I'll click in this box and I'll output that value here in like E1. And click OK. All right. So if I highlight these columns like we've done before and right click, I'm going to just change my column width to something much larger, like 15. There we go. Okay. So we know with multiple regression, and this is multiple regression because we have more than one predictor, we know that we can always find our values of the coefficients in the coefficient column. So our regression equation here would be y hat equals 25.02870068 plus, or minus in this case, 0.049714341 times x1 plus 1.928169254 times x2. Now this particular problem does ask you to interpret the value of those coefficients, but there's not a whole lot of context that's given to this problem. So just in general, remember that slope for the x1 represents the fact that for every increase of 1 unit, whatever it is, in x1, the average increase in y, whatever it is about, sorry, no, I shouldn't say increase, I should say decrease, because it's negative, is about 0.0497 while holding x2 constant. And then we could say something similar for x2. The slope of x2 represents the fact that for every increase of 1 unit in x2, the average increase in y is about equal to 1.928 while holding x1 constant. And then the last thing that this particular question asks you to do is to make a prediction. I think it tells you to plug 200 in for x1 and 7 in for x2. So y hat for x1 equal to 200, x2 equal to 7 is found as follows. We would type equals our y-intercept plus our x1 times our x1 coefficient, 200, plus our x2 coefficient times 7. And this model would predict that y would be 28.583-ish with those given values of x1 and x2.